The role of an educator is a thankless one. They have to deal with parents and administrators that want to say what should and should not be taught. You deal with a student body that's more interested in where their next party or recess is coming from. A lot of times you have to provide your own supplies and equipment. You don't exactly have the best at hand. I substitute taught a few times in the past. I had an aunt who went to college to be a teacher. Teachers need a lot of tools to try to convince their students to learn, to excel, and to grow. Could some of those tools lie in old school gaming systems? Let's find out as we take a look at a few of the Atari's educational games. Here we go. You're starting off with addition. First level, you get to pick your first number and determine what your answer is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count up, count down, and got it right. Or did I? No. I think I got it wrong. Now I got it right. This one, no. Yeah, you got more than one space. And you even start from backwards. Okay, 6. Okay, 5 and 5. Okay, 1 and over. Yep, got that. And solve this one. With each of these games, you gotta get 10 problems in. And try to answer 10 out of 10 as best you can. Sometimes you'll miss one. That's part of the course. And sometimes the computer will throw you for a loop. 9 out of 10. And now subtraction. Like addition, you choose your own number. And, yeah, I was kind of off my gears. I was still in addition gear at that one. But you get back into the gear and you start picking up some steam. Okay, yep, you don't want to go into an addition trap this time. And, yep, 0. And like I said, with the last number, sometimes the computer can throw you for a loop. It's like you may choose a 5, but then it decides to throw you for a loop and give you a 6. Definitely helps with the challenge here. And also gets you to think in different areas, which helps with solving the problems before you. And again, 9 out of 10. And now, multiplication. Yeah, in case you're wondering, I decided to put in a time limit on this. Flip the left difficulty switch, you can go with a certain amount of time or not. Multiplication is often seen as a fast form of addition, and I thought I'd have problems with it when it came to my time to learn this stuff in school. Fortunately, I had a Disney album to help me out with this. But also when I was getting into this game, I started getting my groove around here. I knew what I was getting into. I wasn't thrown by the first addition problem or the first subtraction problem thinking it was an addition groove. So, and a lot of times teachers tell you, or parents tell you to do your times tables. This is definitely a good game to tell you on how to do that. And again, 10 out of 10, not bad. And of course, division. If multiplication is considered fast addition, this is considered fast subtraction. And 5 divided by 1 equals 5. And it also makes some accommodations for issues you might find in division, like the remainders. Over here. Yep. 5 divided by 2 equals 2, remainder 1. And this one, that one, move over to the far right, and that leaves you the spot for the remainder. So that's also something to keep in mind. 1, remainder 2. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And 1. It definitely covers the math of the time, but I think this is also a math that's timeless. And again, solve the 10 problems and try to get the best score you can. And I did. Okay, we had to go where we set our own standards. Now let's look at the ones where the computer sets the rules. And let's see if we can have a look at the hard stuff. Now for the more advanced edition. In case you're wondering, yeah, the number is bigger. I decided the right difficulty switch to make the problems a little harder. For levels 5 through 8, you don't get to choose the top number, the computer chooses it for you. But also, the right switch determines how hard your problems can be, whether you're going with single digits or lower digits. Well, or double digits. Blip, blip. So far, I'm on a pretty good track record here. And with addition and subtraction, you can pretty much do the problems in your mind. Multiplication, that is the hard one. And I'll show you why I want to get around to it. But first, let's get through to addition. Again, the rules are still the same. 10 problems, you gotta solve them. And so far I'm looking pretty good. And you have all the spaces available to come up with the right answers. And 10 out of 10. Level 6, subtraction. Again, I went with the right difficulty on this because I wanted more of a challenge here. And I also wanted to show the challenge potential of this game on all the levels. So, like addition, subtraction you can do in your mind. And looks at things, I look to be doing pretty well on this. Okay, 77 minus 13. Count the numbers in the space. Move over the space. Get the right number. Press the red button. And it'll tell you if the answer is right or wrong. Again, more mental calculations. And there we go. Here comes another problem. Again, higher values because, missed that one. So, go. Alright, that one looks good. Okay. Again, got that one wrong. Okay. And 40. So, 1, 2, 3. Nope, other way. 8 out of 10. Could have been better. Now starts multiplication. And the way this problem looks, I'm glad I didn't use the timer. But with as big as problems as these are, I think there's going to be quite a bit of dead space, as you can see right here. This is going to require a lot of time for me to think about, so I've had to go to the basics, pen and paper, to figure out a lot of these and get what I believe the best answers to be. So this is not just times tables, this is advanced math from levels 5 through 8. Levels 1 through 4 you could pick yourself, but levels 5 through 8 you get to make your own calls. No, not make your own calls. The computer makes the decision for you what your numbers will be. And if you flip the difficulty switch in the right spot, well, you get bigger problems. Just as the left difficulty switch activates whether you want a timer or not, the right one will determine how difficult your problems will be. So, for moments like this, I think it's going to be best that I try to, well, edit out the dead space, as it were. So, starting now. Yeah, I wish the color was a little better with watching the video, but this is what the game had chosen. And taking out the dead space would indicate that I was in working on the problem and thinking about it, and I don't think you needed to know I was thinking, especially I had dead space to remind you of that. But these were very complicated problems, and I had to take quite a few minutes to solve them. Even though one I probably didn't solve well right off the bat. But taking the moment, thinking about the problems, and trying to calculate them as best you can, yeah, you definitely have to take some time. Oh, I got that one wrong. Dang it. This one I believe I just took my time with. Figured I could get to this one quickly enough. And looks like I was right. But the others still a little on the hard side. But this is still worth revisiting. And 9 out of 10, not bad. These are the notes I had to use when dealing with those long problems. Since it's fast multiplication and the values are higher, I had to use some of the calculations by hand, which is something that is good for a math game. It basically allows you to go back to thinking with the mind. This is a good thing about basic math. Yes, you add problems here, but it also still gives you moments to think. Now for division. And now, level 8, division. So far it looks like this is another series of problems I can do in my mind, in my head. Or you may want to have your paper by your side if you need it. Multiplication, I definitely needed it. I don't know how much I might have needed it for division right now. This one obviously I've had to think about a bit. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, come on, brain. Didn't take this long. Alright. Yep, remainder. So, Nope, got it wrong. Missed it by 1. Okay, maybe the pen and paper was a better answer. Although this one, yeah, that one was a little too simple. So, and this one, yeah, I'm thinking about it a bit. 8 and remainder looks okay. Okay. And this one, yeah, I'd say the answer was pretty right. Okay. And doing in your mind. Ugh, missed that one. Okay. And so I guess division is a mixed bag for me. It's like, yeah, you can do it in your head, but it might be best if you did this on paper as well, especially if you're going for the higher values and the higher challenges. So here, trying to come up with an answer here, and got it. One more, I think. Okay. I think I've got the answer here. Let's see if I've come up with it. I did. Okay. And one more. Come on. And yep. A remainder. 8 out of 10. Not bad. This math game may seem dated, but to me it is still viable. And if there are any teachers out there that are very interested in retro gaming, this game is still a very useful tool. Hangman, or Spelling as it was called in Sears Telegames. Pretty much a simple word game. Unfortunately, I had to use a different device. The modded Xbox was not able to bring this about. So, doing this without sound. But the Hangman on the left will be the one that determines which numbers I got right and which I did not. So, looks like I got a pretty good score so far. Oh, 1 for me. Not bad. And you're not exactly limited to just doing a set of words. You can go against the computer, I believe, at any time. And already got 1 for the Hangman. Yeah, I'm basically employing Wheel of Fortune strategy. If you remember the bonus games, they always pick the first letters, R, S, T, L, N, and E for the vowel. And when those are used up, you gotta figure out what next. And right now, the Hangman is really coming in pretty quick. So, selecting quite a few words. You would hear a buzz for every word you've got wrong. And I got this one wrong. The computer gets 1. So, here we go again. I want to go for a good number of words here, because I wanted to show the full potential of spelling on this game. You choose the words, you pick the letters, and you see how they're spelled out. And I'm missing quite a few letters so far. And the Hangman's coming in. The L, the N, the D. And sometimes one letter can really throw you for a loop. Wasn't the S, so... And still trying to figure out what the word is. There's... This is another one I did not get. It was round. This may seem like a childish game to some, but to some there's still an amount of challenge to it, and I do feel like there's some challenge here. They may be simple words, but they definitely help in how words are spelled. And also a matter of trying to find the right word. Some. Got that one. Let's see what else we've got. The Wheel of Fortune strategy again. Later on in the game, I do decide to change it up. Well, I still use the Wheel of Fortune strategy, but then I also go through the vowels to see, well, what all there could be. And yeah, you can still be thrown by a few words now and then. O-U-E. And blue. Okay, 3-2 the computer. I want to see a few more. You all watch me as I try to figure out the spelling. And you also get a pretty good idea of what all the words are in here. R-I-G-H-T. I'll say T. And I was right. So was the word. And another one. Let's see. A, no. I guess I changed it up here. E. And there are 2 of them. It doesn't limit itself to just one word. If you pick one letter, it puts in however many letters there are of that one letter. So 2 E's. And of course the R, S, T, L, and N. Those... Oh, guess they did. So... Now we see what the other word. Never. That's what I'll say. Yeah, and never. They say never say never. Well, sometimes they do say never. And coming up to the new word. I guess we went with an O. And a U. See what else there is. No S, no R. There is an L. And anything else? D. Okay. And wood. 6-2 so far. I think I'm doing pretty good. 2 E's. Let's see what else we can get. And so far, 1 with the Hangman. And K. And keep. Looks like that was a good one. 7-2. And E. Alright. What else? Nope. And nope again. R-S-T... E, U, well, the R, and T, and 3, 8. Okay, let's say a couple more. E, O, and nope, no U, so L and R, nope. An S, okay. So sum 9 to 2. I think go for one more. Okay. I. And here comes the Hangman again. Oh, this one's going to be a hard one. And yeah, I'd say it's very hard. Don't like my chances so far. Okay, gone through a lot of letters. And almost down. Yeah, I don't like my chances here. Yep, pick. I did not have good chances here because sometimes the words and the letters in this game can throw you. And that was Hangman. I had to use a different device for this one as didn't want to seem to come up on the modded Xbox. So, but this was one of the original education titles to Atari, and I want to showcase it, even with the lack of audio. It can still throw you for quite a few loops, and also give you quite a few strategies on spelling. Go through the vowels first, go through the Wheel of Fortune strategies first. But it's good for helping you put together a few words, and good to help you spell as well. Now, Math Grand Prix. Yeah, it doesn't look like a whole lot, does it? Well, you got math problems that determines how far you can go. Of course, you got to choose between 2 or 3 spaces. 18 minus 12. You got to answer that to go the number of spaces you want to move. And right now, it doesn't look like much of a race, does it? You're trying to keep your lead. Yeah, they can run you off the road too. So 2. So you're ready to go, and yet he pulls ahead. So of course you choose 3 spaces, and you gotta answer the question, right? So yeah, I'm trying to determine the answer here, and I pull ahead, and he's on the corner. So determining my space. Yeah, 0 plus 21. Yeah, you better know the answer to that one. Okay, 1, 2. Well, this time he didn't run me off, so went 2 because the symbols in the middle, they can actually be of a help to you. Here we go. It's determining some additional spaces you can make. And also your opponent. This is a 2-player game, but you can play against the computer. And looks like he gets an extra turn. So, yeah, I need to go 3 spaces. So solve this problem. And 36 plus 15. And right answer, but he's still goes a little far. Yeah, I think you'll be hard pressed to catch up, so even if you win it. So 33 plus 9. So answer and see how far you can go. Still behind. So, yep. Opponent wins. For the most part, Math Grand Prix gets a bad reputation, and you take a look at the gameplay, deservedly so. The math problems, however, can be quite the challenge. It plays kind of like a board game, only having to move like 2 or 3 spaces, and you have to get the right answer before you can move those spaces. For educational value, it still holds up, but if you're looking just for a fun game, you may want to look elsewhere. Unless you like playing math games like board games. Word Zapper. Already this game looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So with game 1. And the principle is you gotta blast the letters to spell the word. And you gotta blast the right one. There's a temptation to blast every letter there is. You missed the spelling there. You also gotta be careful of the distractions of the other objects around you. Okay. Be careful also with that symbol after the end of the Z and just before the A. You can get another letter out of that, but that's mainly to indicate that you finished spelling the word. Like, okay, blast that. Okay, just finished spelling. And what next? Flash. You also gotta counter up ahead, and you gotta get 3 words before the counter expires. Ugh, dang it, I missed the L. Yeah. Okay, L. Got the A. Now just need to get the S and H. And sometimes it helps to blast those objects past the time. Ah! Yeah, I spelled it right, but I blasted the symbol that was supposed to signify the end of the spelling. Dang flabbit. Champ. Word Zapper. That's a challenge. And there's enough to keep you occupied. You gotta spell out the words, but you also gotta deal with the distractions as well. And don't shoot that end symbol. Not until the word is done. Sure, you might get a free letter, but it could be a while before it comes back around. But for fun spelling games, Word Zapper is definitely worth it. The games I touched upon right now really are only a fraction of the Atari education games that the system has in its library. There's a lot of other thought-inducing education games out there, but they were actually made for another controller on the main system. A controller that does not get the love and respect that it probably deserves. Even when you take a look at it, the Anthology series, it does not acknowledge these controllers or the games that come with them. I'm talking about the Atari keyboard controllers. And there are quite a few games that were intended to be educational and education-minded. I think these games deserve a little bit of recognition. And I think it may get me to think about moving up my timetable a little bit when it comes to experimenting with original equipment. Don't forget to click and subscribe.